When empires fall, we imagine battles, burning cities, invading armies, a final dramatic collapse. But history tells a quieter story. Most empires don't die from swords, they die from money. Or more accurately, from what happens when money slowly loses its meaning. I want you to imagine Rome at its peak, roads stretching across continents, markets full of goods from distant lands, a currency trusted from Britain to the Middle East. A Roman coin wasn't just metal, it was a promise. For centuries that promise held. But empires are expensive. Armies need salaries, borders need defense, palaces demand luxury, and eventually Rome faced a choice every empire faces: raise taxes or change the money. They chose the quieter option. At first no one noticed. The silver denarius still looked the same size, same stamp, same emperor's face. But inside, something had changed. Less silver, more base metal. Rome had discovered inflation, even if they didn't have a word for it. Each new coin was worth slightly less than the last. To pay soldiers, the state minted more coins. To mint more coins, they reduced quality further. A loop had begun. Prices rose, trust fell. Merchants demanded more coins for the same goods. Soldiers, who were supposed to defend the empire, lost faith in what they were paid. And when soldiers lose trust, empires lose control. Rome didn't collapse in a year, it decayed. Inflation hollowed it out from the inside. By the time invaders arrived, the empire was already financially broken. Centuries later, another empire made a different mistake, but reached the same end: Spain. In the 16th century, Spain discovered unimaginable wealth in the Americas. Silver flooded in, ship after ship, mine after mine. Spain thought it had won history's lottery, but wealth without restraint is dangerous. Instead of building industry, Spain spent wars, palaces, foreign debts. Silver poured into Europe, and prices exploded. This was one of the first global inflation crises. Food became expensive. Wages lagged behind. The poor suffered first. Spain had more money than anyone else. Yet it grew weaker, because inflation doesn't care how rich you are. It punishes excess. By the time the silver slowed, Spain was drowning in debt, its economy hollow, its power fading. And now let's talk about something uncomfortable, because inflation didn't stop with ancient empires. It didn't end with Spain. It lives with us. Today, inflation doesn't come from shaving silver off coins. It comes from printing money, quietly, digitally, endlessly. Modern states face the same pressures Rome did: debt, war, political promises. Printing money is easier than telling people the truth, and at first, it feels painless. Markets rise, spending increases. Everything looks fine until it isn't. History has already given us warnings. Weimar Germany, where people carried wheelbarrows of cash to buy bread. Zimbabwe, where trillion-dollar bills became worthless paper. Venezuela, where savings evaporated in years. Inflation doesn't announce itself as collapse. It disguises itself as relief: more money, more liquidity, more growth. But underneath, value is dissolving. Here's the hardest truth to accept. Inflation is not an accident, it's a choice, a political one, and it always shifts wealth, from savers to debtors, from workers to asset holders, from the many to the few. Every empire believes it can control inflation. Every empire believes this time is different. None of them were right. Rome thought its currency would always be trusted. Spain thought silver would never stop flowing. Modern states believe digital money has no limits, but money is trust. And trust, once broken, is almost impossible to restore. Empires don't fall when money disappears. They fall when people stop believing in it. And by the time that belief is gone, history is already repeating itself. Inflation is never loud. It doesn't arrive with sirens or speeches. It arrives quietly. While people are busy living their lives, prices rise a little, then a little more. Governments call it temporary. Economists call it manageable. But ordinary people feel it immediately. Food first, fuel next, rent always. This is how inflation really works. It doesn't steal money from your wallet. It steals time from your life. The hours you worked last year, are suddenly worth less this year. And the most dangerous part, most people blame themselves. They think they're failing. They think they're falling behind. But inflation is not a personal failure. It's a systemic one. History shows us a cruel pattern. Those closest to newly created money benefit first. Banks, governments, large corporations. By the time money reaches workers, prices have already adjusted. This is why inflation increases inequality. Rome saw it. Spain felt it. Modern states deny it. And when inflation accelerates, societies begin to change. Trust erodes. People stop saving. Why save money that loses value? They speculate. They gamble. They chase assets instead of building skills. Morality shifts. Short-term thinking replaces long-term responsibility. This is what inflation does to culture. In late Rome, farmers abandoned land. In Spain, craftsmen disappeared. In modern economies, debt replaces productivity. Inflation rewards borrowers and punishes savers. It encourages consumption over creation. And once inflation escapes control, there is only one ending: hyperinflation. At that point, money stops functioning, not slowly, suddenly. People spend wages the same day they're paid. Shops change prices hourly. Contracts become meaningless. Society begins to fracture. Because when money fails, planning fails. And when planning fails, civilization follows. Every government believes it can stop inflation in time, by raising rates, by issuing new policies, by managing perception. But history whispers a warning. You cannot print trust. Once people lose faith in money, no law can force them to believe again. Rome tried price controls. Spain tried borrowing. Modern states try narratives, different tools, same outcome. Inflation is not just an economic event. It's a social one, a moral one, a historical one. It decides who eats, who owns, who survives. And here's the question history leaves us with. If inflation destroyed empires built on gold and silver, what happens to empires built on debt and digital numbers? Because every empire thinks it is immune until the silence breaks.